Before we jump in, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications, so you won't miss any amazing stories about our world. Future today's topic could seriously change the way you eat forever. Did you know that nearly 1/3 of all food produced globally, around 1.3 billion tons, gets wasted every year? That's enough food to feed over 2 billion people. Meanwhile, almost 800 million folks go to bed hungry every night. This shocking reality really highlights how messed up our food system is, but it also opens up some incredible chances for change. What we eat doesn't just impact our health, it also affects the planet. Every bite we take leaves a footprint. Think about it. From the water and energy used to grow our food, to the emissions released during transportation and processing. It all adds up. That's why sustainable food solutions aren't just a trend. They're essential for our survival. We are facing some big challenges. Overconsumption of meat and dairy is leading to deforestation in the Amazon. Tons of greenhouse gases, like methane, are released from industrial livestock farming. And chemical fertilizers and pesticides are polluting our rivers and oceans. Plus, our soils, the foundation of our food system, are degrading at alarming rates. If we don't act now, scientists warn that by 2050, we might not be able to produce enough healthy food for everyone. But here's where it gets exciting around the world. Innovators, farmers, scientists, and everyday people are coming up with solutions that will blow your mind, and many are already reshaping the future of food. One of the coolest shifts is the move toward plant-based diets. Now, I'm not saying everyone has to go 100% vegan overnight, but research shows that even cutting down on meat a few days a week can make a huge difference. For instance, producing just 1 pound of beef can take up to 1,800 gallons of water, while beans or lentils use way less. Plus, livestock farming alone is responsible for about 14.5% of global greenhouse gas emissions. Imagine this: if the world shifted to more plant-based diets, we could reduce global agricultural land use by 75%, freeing up space for forests, wildlife, and cleaner air. And the benefits don't stop with the planet. Plant-based meals are linked to lower risks of heart disease, obesity, and diabetes, making these changes a win for our health too. Companies are getting in on the action, with plant-based meats and dairy alternatives becoming mainstream. Just a decade ago, plant-based burgers were a niche idea, but now they're popping up in fast food chains everywhere, showing how quickly change can happen when demand rises. But food sustainability isn't just about what we eat. It's also about how and where our food is grown. Local farming and community-supported agriculture are becoming powerful solutions. When we buy locally, we cut down on the miles our food travels, sometimes thousands of miles, and that means less fuel consumption and fewer carbon emissions. Local farms often use more sustainable practices, skip harmful pesticides, and focus on seasonal, fresh crops. Plus, there's something really special about eating food that comes from farmers you know, right in your community. Farmers markets are booming in cities around the world, and community-supported agriculture programs where households subscribe directly to farms. For fresh produce are giving families healthier meals and stronger connections to their food sources. Another big breakthrough is tackling food waste head-on. Remember that 1.3 billion tons of wasted food? Well, new tech and innovative systems are making it possible to cut that number dramatically. There are apps now that connect restaurants, grocery stores, and even households to redistribute surplus food to charities or customers at discounted prices before it spoils. Some countries, like France, have even made it illegal for supermarkets to throw away edible food, requiring them to donate it instead. In South Korea, an advanced recycling program turns leftover food into compost and bioenergy, cutting waste while creating valuable resources. On a smaller scale, households everywhere can start making changes by meal planning, embracing leftovers, freezing surpluses, or composting kitchen scraps. It may sound simple, but when millions of people do it, the collective impact is massive. And then there's the futuristic side of sustainable food, the stuff that sounds like science fiction but is totally real. Vertical farming, for example, lets crops grow in stacked layers, indoors using hydroponics or aeroponics, drastically reducing the land needed for agriculture and using up to 90% less water. Imagine skyscrapers filled not with offices, but with lettuce, tomatoes, strawberries, and herbs growing year-round right in urban centers. No pesticides, no transportation miles, just fresh food where people live. Companies are already building massive vertical farms in places like Singapore, the US, and Japan. Then there's lab-grown meat, also known as cultured meat, where real animal cells are grown in bioreactors to produce meat without slaughtering animals, using way fewer resources and avoiding the ethical issues of factory farming. Singapore has already approved lab-grown chicken for sale, and more countries are following suit. It might take time for these innovations to scale and become affordable, but the potential is mind-blowing. Let's not forget about regenerative agriculture, a farming method that doesn't just reduce harm, but actively restores ecosystems. Unlike industrial farming, regenerative practices rebuild soil health, boost biodiversity, and capture carbon from the atmosphere, locking it into the ground where it belongs. Farmers using these techniques often report healthier crops, better yields, and improved resilience against droughts or floods. This isn't just theory, it's happening on farms worldwide, from small family-owned plots to large-scale operations, and there are creative grassroots initiatives making waves, like community gardens in food deserts where fresh produce was once hard to find, or schools teaching kids how to grow their own veggies, fostering healthier habits for the next generation. To make this more real, let's talk about an inspiring story from a small town in Italy called Capet. Faced with rising waste, the community became the first in Europe to adopt a zero-waste strategy. They introduced programs to separate food waste, turned it into compost, and launched education campaigns to cut down on unnecessary consumption. Within a few years, landfill waste dropped dramatically, and residents took pride in their role in protecting the environment. This shows how when communities come together with a shared vision, sustainable food solutions become part of daily life, spreading hope and resilience. And this is where you come in. Sustainable food isn't about being perfect, it's about making progress. It's about making small but meaningful choices every day that add up to huge change when millions join in. Whether it's eating one more plant-based meal a week, buying from local farmers, reducing food waste, or even supporting companies investing in lab-grown meat and vertical farming, every action counts. Think of it this way: we don't have to wait for governments or corporations to fix everything. We can start with what's on our plate today. Before we wrap up, let me remind you, if you're enjoying this eye-opening journey into the future of food, smash that like button and subscribe right now so you don't miss more powerful videos on how we can all build a better tomorrow. And if you really want to be part of the movement, share this video with a friend or family member. You might just inspire them to join the change too. So, let's recap quickly. Our world wastes billions of tons of food every year. Current farming practices are straining ecosystems, and our diets are contributing to health crises and climate change. But solutions are here: plant-based diets that slash emissions and improve health, local farming that strengthens communities, food waste reduction that saves billions of meals, futuristic innovations like vertical farms and lab-grown meat, and regenerative agriculture that heals the planet while feeding us. Add to that inspiring stories of real communities making changes, and it's clear, the future of food doesn't have to be scary. It can be bright, sustainable, and full of possibilities. Now, I want to hear from you. What's one sustainable food practice you already follow, or one you'd like to try after hearing these ideas? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I love reading your insights and sharing them with the community. And if you're passionate about the future of food, don't stop here. Check out my other videos where we dive into amazing innovations shaping our planet. Together, by changing the way we eat, we can change the world. So let's start growing tomorrow, today.